Welcome, Dr. Seetharaman.
Thank you.
What is the current state of the Qatari banking sector, and what has been the key developments in the first 3 months, that is interbank performance up to March 2020?
The development in the first 3 months, inclusive of the COVID month beginning, in March, we have a reflection of nearly 4.42% total assets, 4.87% credit expansion, 5.12% deposit expansion. Real estate is 0.5% growth. Consumption sector in terms of retail is around minus 0.1, that's as good as flat. When it comes to service sector, almost 6.8%. Trade has grown nearly 7%. And overall, if you look at the banking system, non-performing book is around 2.37%. As a whole, it's stable, financial stability is visible, functional and liquid in terms of overall system.
What is Doha Bank performance in the first 3 months?
Doha Bank has been stable, functional again, drawing from the stability of the country, where we have maximum exposure. 95% of Doha Bank book is Qatari assets. And again, when it comes to investments, 86% of the Doha Bank investment is in Qatar or Qatar related enterprise or Qatar sovereign debts. So essentially, our performance for the first 3 months is we made a profit of 324 million Qatari riyal as against last year 307 million, which is 5.4% up over the last year. Our net operating income has moved by 17%. Our total assets is around 106 billion, which moved by 10.5%. Our loan book has moved to 65 billion, up over the previous year, nearly 11%. Our deposit 54 billion, which is flat. The net interest margin stands at 2.1%. Cost income ratio at 30.8%. Return on average assets is 11.4%. Return on average equities is 11.4%. And return on average assets is around 1.21%. Overall, if you look at the bigger picture, it is a performing enterprise. When it comes to non-performing loans, it's stable at 5.7%, where we have direct provision of 80%, including the risk reserve. We have overall coverage of 121%.
What is the FinTech sector progress in Qatar banking system?
The FinTech has been the order of the day, with all the artificial intelligence, global chain in terms of the technology tools, what we call it as blockchain, and again, Internet of Things, mobile commerce. We have banking system is digitally governed now. Customer preference, customer experience is more converging towards banking technology, with all this big data is channelized for understanding the customer behavior. The FinTech as an innovation is integral part of the overall banking technology today. At Apex level, the regulators are looking at converging, setting up their own FinTech mechanism, like electricity and water. There is a central reservoir of these information repository and intelligence repository, so that we can draw the tools and use the analytics to our advantage, which is work in progress. There are individual institutions like Doha Bank. We create our own robotic process automation. We create our own workflow automation tools. We are making sure our remittance comes to international standards through multiple innovations. International fund transfer, local fund transfer, mobile commerce are all coming up. So FinTech is embracing at an institution level as well as countries level, we have seen QPay is also supporting the overall mission. So it's a question of time where we'll have the value advantage of central repositories as well as institutional indifference.
The banking sector and the real estate. What has been the trend and what is the progress?
The real estate is going through a bit of a rough weather in the rest of the world. As far as Qatar is concerned, it's a limited space. We have correction in terms of real estate in the last 3 years to the tune of nearly 15% in the residential side, nearly 50% in terms of office accommodation, and again, the commercial retail is holding good. Now, with the COVID-19 situations, it's yet to be seen what sort of impact it had in multiple segments. Industrial land is always scarce, with government supporting the financial stability for funding and liquidity. I'm sure real estate is going to go through a bit of a correction, but it will not be a major correction. That's what I believe. Once we restore normalcy in world order, we'll have a bit different reflection to rave about.
What has been the digital banking progress in Qatar, and how COVID-19 has added value for digital shift, especially for Doha Bank?
A digital shift is imminent. With all the technology convergence, banking and technology is now inseparable. Technology companies and banks are also converging. Sometimes difficult to distinguish between a bank and a technology company. That's how the remittance or trade or treasury is going to be managed in the coming days. So in terms of digital advantage, we have a huge shift. We are the first bank to bring in SMS banking, web banking, mobile banking, GPRS technology, bank on wheel since the beginning of the new industrial revolution. Now, with COVID-19, we have seen a huge improvement in our digital governance. Now, our international fund transfer have moved nearly 40%. Nearly 200% check deposits have increased to digital boxes. We have seen local fund transfer now, remittances are all shifting nearly 30 to 40% in the digital channels. Again, when it comes to cash deposits, we have seen remarkable improvements on the high voltage boxes. Customers are depositing, taking the acknowledgement. Obviously, cash withdrawals are limited even pre-COVID. Now, with COVID-19, now transaction-based processing, in summary, are all shifting in an aggressive pace. In the coming days, it will be digital in total respects because that's convenient, cost-effective, and also social distancing as a pattern is being followed. So we have to invest on the e-commerce tools. We have to make sure more and more product like Doha Souk come in prospects to see that we will move in the right direction.
Ease of doing business in Qatar. What is the progress?
Qatar has moved from 83rd place last year to 77. This is one area where clearly, whether it is land registration or the bureaucracy or the format has been rationalized. Now it is shortened by 15 days when it comes to corporate enterprise registering here. And again, the single window concept has been created in many pockets. When it comes to setting up new business, it is again improving in terms of labor clearance, and again industry special ease of getting money by Qatar Development Bank, and again with the joint program with the commercial banks. So access to finance, ease of doing business is enabler. So there are many pockets it has improved. It is standing at 77. With the initiatives the government is taking, further it will improve in the coming days.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.